Today for our daily cancellation, we're going to cancel the CDC. It's a long past time for the CDC to face its cancellation. There have been many straws straining this particular camel's back. The straw that finally broke it is this. As you can see, the Center for Disease Control has a whole page on its website giving guidance on holiday celebrations. Because of course, in a free country, the first thing a citizen ought to do before observing a holiday is check with a public health organization and consult a series of federal agencies before deciding how to celebrate it. This is why in my household, our tradition on Christmas morning is that we all wake up early in the morning in our Christmas jammies. Yes, I have Christmas jammies, and yes, I do call them jammies. What of it? And we all wake up, we go downstairs, we gather around the Christmas tree, and then we submit an application to the Department of Health and Human Services requesting a waiver that will permit us to open presents. And usually it only takes about 2 to 3 business days to come through, and the kids really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Now, in any case, here's the CDC. This is them explaining their guidelines. It says, as many people in the United States begin to plan for fall and winter holiday celebrations, CDC offers the following considerations to help protect individuals, their families, friends, and communities from COVID-19. These are considerations meant to supplement, not replace, any state, local, territorial, or tribal health and safety laws, rules, and regulations with which holiday gatherings must comply. When planning to host a holiday celebration, you should assess current COVID-19 levels in your community to determine whether to postpone, cancel, or limit the number of attendees. Then it proceeds to give guidance on all fall holidays. And it lists those holidays as Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, Navratri, Diwali, and Thanksgiving. So I'll have to consult their Diwali guidelines later, but here's what it says for Halloween. It says, avoid these higher risk activities to help prevent the spread of the virus that causes COVID-19. It says, and then here are the high risk activities. Participating in traditional trick-or-treating, where treats are handed to children who go door to door. Having trunk or treat, where treats are handed out from trunks of cars lined up in large parking lots. Attending crowded costume parties held indoors. Going to an indoor haunted house where people may be crowded together and screaming. Going on hay rides or tractor rides with people who are not in your household. Using alcohol or drugs, which can cloud judgment and increase risky behaviors. Traveling to a rural fall festival that is not in your community if you live in an area with community spread of COVID-19. So those are the things that you must avoid, according to your public health overlords. But not to worry, they do provide some low-risk, safe alternatives. These low-risk activities include carving or decorating pumpkins with members of your household and displaying them, carving or decorating pumpkins outside at a safe distance with neighbors or friends, decorating your house, apartment, or living space, doing a Halloween scavenger hunt where children are given lists of Halloween-themed things to look for while they walk outdoors from house to house, admiring Halloween decorations at a distance, having a virtual Halloween costume contest, having a Halloween movie night with people you live with, having a scavenger hunt style trick-or-treat search with your household members in or around your home rather than going house to house. Okay, yes, decorate your home for a festive Halloween party and then invite no one over. Just sit there in your living room alone, staring at the wall, weeping quietly while gorging yourself on fun-sized Snickers, or as I like to call it, a normal Tuesday night. Now, these suggestions are helpful from the CDC, but I'm afraid they may be giving us too much latitude. Some of these activities seem very risky, in fact, like carving a pumpkin. There's the obvious danger that the knife might slip. You might disembowel yourself accidentally. I have 2 cousins and an uncle who all died that way. It was a bloody night, which, wasn't such a bad thing, I guess, given that it was Halloween. But also, when you go outside to place your pumpkin on the porch, can you be sure that at the same moment your neighbor might not be walking to his car across the street and then cough and a stiff breeze might carry the COVID virus directly into your nostrils? I mean, you might say, well, then I'll wear a mask. Well, of course you will, but then the virus might enter through your eyes. And then you say, well, then I'll wear a face shield. Okay, fine, but the virus might go into your ears or it might attach yourself to your clothes. And then later that night, while you're getting changed for bed, it might leap into any number of exposed orifices. Now, the risk of any of this happening is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 0.000000000000001%, but it's not non-existent. There is some risk. And what we've learned in recent months is that we simply cannot afford to take any risk of any kind at all, ever, period. Unless, of course, you are not a lunatic and you prefer to actually still live a human life, you selfish bastard, and maybe you've come to terms with the fact that you're mortal and risk will always be there and eventually you will die, probably not of COVID, but of something. So hiding in your home, huddled under your blanket, is not only a pathetic and dreary existence, but ultimately futile. You're going to die anyway. If that's the case, then you will go out and still trick or treat because, quite obviously, in all seriousness, trick or treating is not high risk at all. You're outside. Kids are the ones doing it. They aren't likely to contract or spread the virus anyway. They're already wearing, many of them, masks and gloves for the costumes. They aren't bunched together in tight groups. Their interactions with the people answering the door are brief. If this is high risk, then literally anything is, which brings us back to huddling in our homes under the blankets. What I can say is, high risk or not, I will be out with my kids trick-or-treating on Halloween. So you better answer your damned door, because we're coming. And if you don't answer, we might throw a brick through the window. Though we would only be doing that, of course, for racial justice and peace. And because we're mad you didn't give us any candy. Which I'm increasingly convinced is also the motivation behind many of these rioters. They're just mad that we're not giving them candy. But the CDC is canceled finally for all of that. And Halloween, they say Halloween is canceled. I say it's a go. Congratulations. You're welcome. Hey, you. You right there. Hit the subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It's somewhat appreciated.